Welcome to Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria, with a legacy of excellence and a vision for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about three things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global TV. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. Now the news in full. The Nigerian Labour Congress has disclosed that the ongoing nationwide strike will continue despite the agreement signed with the federal government at the Monday's meeting. The Congress, in a post on X, said the industrial action, which has grounded the nation's economy, will continue until Tuesday's meeting of organs of the union, where all resolutions of the meeting are expected to be reviewed. Protesting workers under the aegis of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress have shut down government building at the Federal Secretariat in response to the ongoing industrial action against minimum wage. Our correspondent, Deacon Michael, who monitored the compliance, observed that the areas were deserted as workers decided to stay back at home. His report.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.
Despite earlier pleas from the federal government for consideration, organized labor has withdrawn their services in a nationwide strike to push for a new national minimum wage for workers.
The government have to respond to the call of the workers, because I'm a Christian. The Bible confirmed that even the animal you use to produce your crop, you have to feed it well. The workers are those who produce or who make productivity in an economy and in the country. And the workers must be taken care of.
It's not fair at all, because even this money that they say they are paying us cannot feed our dogs. When you go to collect food for dogs, you pay exorbitantly for dogs. My salary cannot even feed a dog in their own house. We are tired of this nonsense and the jamboree going on there. We are really tired. So now we want the government to dance to our music, to come to our aids, because people are dying.
There's no justification for that 60,000. It's an insult. It's an insult to us to say 60,000 will be a minimum wage.
Benson Okpa, Head of Information and Public Affairs NLC, said they decided to take the decision following the failure of the Tinubu-led federal government to dialogue and engage stakeholders within the organized labor to resolve the minimum wage.
He did his best, but quite unfortunately, his best was not deep enough. He put literally nothing on the table. He simply asked us to go back, suspend the intending strike action, give them 8 weeks to plead with the president to see whether he will be able to add 1 or 2 naira to the 60,000 it has already offered.
A member of the monitoring committee insists that the 60,000 figure is unsatisfactory by labor representative.
Offering us 60,000 naira is something that we see
as highly insensitive, highly unreasonable with respect to the current high cost of living in the country.
With today's strike by NLC and TUC, the Labour centers their pressure to the government into offering a higher minimum wage. Both Congresses are insisting on the $494,000, which they consider adequate to reflect the current rising cost of living. From the Federal Secretariat, Abuja, Edikan Michael reporting for Global TV News.
The organized labor comprising the Trade Union Congress and the Nigerian Labour Congress will commence a joint extraordinary National Executive Council in a few moments. The outcome of the meeting will determine whether the strike by the organized labor will continue or suspended following the agreement reached between the leadership of Labour and the federal government. The Nigerian economy was partially paralyzed following the nationwide strike embarked upon by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress. The nation's power sector, banks, ports, hospitals, schools, government ministries, departments and agencies were all shut down following the Labour Union strike. The Labour Union declared a strike after it failed to reach an agreement with the federal government on the new minimum wage. And now to security matters. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun says the Nigerian police force will soon establish a full drone system to tackle the nation's security challenges adequately. Egbetokun said this while delivering this first Distinguished Personality Lecture organized by the TED Fund Center of Excellence on Multidisciplinary Studies, University of Ibadan. Egbetokun said although the force already had a drone, it would now establish a full drone system to capture everywhere in Nigeria from its headquarters in Abuja. You're watching Midday News coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms by using a Global TV NGO that handles now showing on your screen. When Midday News returns, striking union shuts airports, ports and banks. This and other more stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of Midday News. Thank you for staying with us. Over now to our foreign scene, Israel's military says it has established the deaths of 4 more people abducted by Hamas on 7th October. It says the 4 were killed while together using an Israeli operation in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza, adding that their bodies were still being held by the militants. The men were named as British Israel Nadav Papuel, 51, Chem Perry, 79, Yoram Maxgar, 80, and Amiran Kopa, 85. United States President Joe Biden has referred to its opponent and former President Donald Trump as a convicted felon for the first time. Trump was found guilty by a New York jury by falsifying business records to cover payments made to a porn star ahead of the 2016 presidential elections, making him the first American president to be convicted of a crime. Biden, who spoke with a small group of donors at the fundraiser in Greenwich, Connecticut, said, for the first time in American history, a former president that is convicted felon is now seeking the office of the presidency. The U.S. president also described Trump's attack on the U.S. justice system as reckless, adding that the former president and his allies' unsupported allegations that the case was rigged were more dangerous. The Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee has unveiled plans to transition from the monthly to daily disbursement of allocations across the 3 tiers of government. This is in a bid to revamp the Federation Account Allocation Committee disbursement mechanism. The committee's chairman, Taiwo Oyedele, disclosed this while speaking at a public consultation workshop in Abuja under the proposed reform. The Federal Government Accountant Allocation Committee will adapt a daily disbursement strategy, a departure from the traditionally monthly allocation meeting. Data from the Central Bank of Nigeria shows that the nation's foreign exchange reserve have fallen by $1.8 billion in 10 weeks. As of May 29, 2024, the country's FX reserve stood at $32.69 billion, down from $34.44 billion as of March 18th. This decline signifies a drop from $36.1 billion recorded in May 2023. The reserves may have been declining steadily over the few months, while with a total decrease of $3.4 billion since February 2024. In the face of Nigerian struggles to stabilize its exchange rate, the Naira has failed to make the list of representative exchange rates for selected currencies for June 2024 published by the International Monetary Fund. The list, which includes currencies from around the world, features several African countries such as Algerian dinar, Botswana pula, Mauritian rupee, and South African rand. Over now to sport, the Super Eagles camp in Uyo did not grow beyond 15 players on Monday as 8 of players, Semi Ajayi, Bright Osayi Samuel, Calvin Bassi, midfielder Frank Oyeka, forward Paul Onyocho, Maduka Okoye, Alex Iwobi, and Ademola Lukman were left stranded in Lagos and Abuja respectively due to the ongoing nationwide strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress. With grounded flight operations, Ajayi, Osayi Samuel, and Bassi could not board connecting flights from Lagos to Uyo, while Oyeka Onyocho were held up in Abuja. Victor Osimhen's €12 million net annual salary at Napoli leaves in the balance his dream of moving to the England Premier League this summer. The 25-year-old has for the past 2 years been linked with Arsenal, Manchester United, Newcastle United and Chelsea, who are no longer inclined to sign him due to his huge salary. Despite extending his contract with Napoli in November, Osimhen made it clear he will leave Diego Maradona Stadium at the end of the season. The former Serie A champion have also not hidden their desire to bid him goodbye sooner than later, hoping the suitor will offset the €130 million lease clause, which they smartly inserted in his new contract. And that's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms by using a Global TV NG and the handles now showing on your screen. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. See you again. Good afternoon.